The last game in the regular season of Super Rugby AU is the Waratahs versus the Rebels. Not much to play for the Waratahs except getting one victory to their name for the season. So maybe that is something to play for actually. Now that I think about it, they can actually play quite hard for that. The Rebels, they have something to play for because they can actually get into the semi-finals. If the Fours do end up losing to the Reds, I mean the Reds, they are on top of the log, so they do have a bit of an advantage there. If the Fours do end up losing to the Reds, the Rebels just need to win this game and they will get into the finals. I think they can actually get into it with a draw. I didn't actually check that before this video, so you can maybe let me know in the comments. But they can actually get into the semi-final, so a big game for the Rebels in this one. The Waratahs 0 from 7, like I said before this video. Actually, they've been close in a couple of times, especially these last two games. They lost by very small margins. I think both of them were within 1 point. The Rebels, they are 2 from 6 so far this season. They lost by 6 points to the Brumbies, who are also a very good team last time out. And earlier this year, the Rebels beat the Waratahs by 19 points. When you do go into the two teams, the Waratahs unchanged for this one. Quite shocking actually, but like I said, in the last two games, they've come quite close. The Rebels, they made a couple of changes, especially on their bench. We'll get into that now. The front row for the Rebels is changed, which is also a bit weird, but or he comes in at number 1. He also brings a bit of grunt to that pack every time he comes on. Yelof, he goes to number 3, which isn't his regular position. He's actually a loose head. He's now in tight head position. Then Ulysses, he continues at number 2 this weekend. Angus Bell, Purecrow, and Johnson Holmes, they are the front row for the Waratahs. They've been struggling so far this season. Then we get to the locks with Leota and Haylet Petty. Haylet Petty coming in for Isaiah, who's suspended after that clean out on Nick White. Sinclair at number 4, Douglas at number 5. Actually, that second row has been doing quite well for the Waratahs. Then we get number 6 for both teams with Swinton and Wells. Swinton, we knew it wouldn't take a long time for him to get a card after coming back from his injury last week. In the second minute, got a yellow card there. He is a guy that does play that typical enforcer role on the park, and he's going to do that this week again. Zano, the guy that can just get a lot of tackles, breakdown master as well. He's been a bit more quiet later in this year as well. Naisarani, big name to have in the starting team again for the Rebels after him missing a big chunk of this year and last year. He came off of the bench last week and now he is starting this week. So big name for them to welcome back. And he'll like to carry it forward into the opposition because he's facing a guy like Will Harris. Jake Gordon, he continues as the captain at number 9. Joe Powell also at number 9 for the Rebels. 2 experienced guys at scrum half. Matt Tumua at number 10. He's been doing a good job for the Rebels as their 10. Like I said in the other video for the Aussie conference as well, Australia is in a fortunate position at the moment with 2 10s who are veterans who are doing quite well for both of their teams. So you are in a good position at this stage when it does come to the Wallabies. Ben Donaldson, remember that drop goal of last week? He did a brilliant job there. I actually was surprised when he was picked as the number 10. With that injury to Harrison, didn't think he's going to be the guy that steps in. He did a good job. Got a couple of line breaks as well. Got a couple of good kicks as well. And he's servicing the guys next to him as well with good ball. Then we get to the number 12s with Magne and Foketti. Both of them hard runners of the ball. Both of them actually very good distributors as well. Parisi, guy to look out for. He does hurt you if you're not ready for him because he does run into you. Illy, he's been good this season at number 13 for the Rebels. Out wide, the Rebels have very quick guys with Kurebeti and Lumani. Lumani a bit more quiet last week. Kurebeti, he's been very busy this season, playing very well, but not scoring tries, and that's probably the main job of a winger. I don't know, you can maybe disagree with me there in the comments. Newsom at number 14, Ram at number 11 for the Waratahs, and then at number 15, Pincus continues there since Hodges injured. He's going to miss the rest of the season. Maddox at number 15 for the Waratahs. He had a good week again last week. Then we get into the benches. The Rebels, new bench for them there with Hansen, Ribbon and Faumasili on the bench. Faumasili, I think he can hurt people when he comes off of the bench, because then he has a lot of energy for a short amount of time. Cotton, he's on number 16. Tatera Faulkner at number 17. And then Breen at number 18. Williams at number 19 has impressed me so far. Cummins is up against him for the Rebels. And the rest of the bench for the Waratahs is quite inexperienced. For the Rebels, they have a guy like Kameni there who is experienced. But further than that, Gordon is making his debut for the side. And then the Englishman who is on loan for the Rebels is George Worth. Guys, if I have to make my prediction here, I actually think the Waratahs can go far in this game. They will want to get a victory in their last game of the season, but the Rebels have a lot to play for in this one if they can get into the semi-finals. I do think the Rebels will end up winning this game, but I think it's going to be by close margins. Rebels to win this one by 3 points. Let me know your prediction down in the comments below. Also, check out these videos next to me. Hit the subscribe button if you do like the channel. And then I'll see you for the next one. Cheers.